She had completely underestimated me, and the consequences of that mistake were unfolding right in front of her. As the song drew to a close, I led my partner off the dance floor, my composure never wavering. My wife watched us, her eyes wide with shock, disbelief, and a faint trace of regret. The room, once light-hearted and playful, had grown tense, charged with a sudden and undeniable shift in control. For the first time that night, she seemed to understand that her earlier behavior, her laughter, her flirting, her boldness, carried consequences. The quiet authority I asserted through calm confidence had stripped away the bravado she had leaned on for so long. The rest of the evening unfolded beneath a tight, unspoken tension. She tried to make small jokes and reconnect with other guests, but the effortless charm she once projected was gone. Every exchange felt forced, every laugh sounded empty. Those who had previously been entertained now watched with caution, sensing that something had changed for good. The message had been delivered without raised voices or confrontation. Composure, confidence, and intentional action proved capable of dismantling arrogance and restoring balance in ways anger or public embarrassment never could. By the time the party ended, nothing between us felt the same. Her charm and audacity had been quietly undone by my measured response. She stood exposed, humbled, and visibly shaken. Though I had shown that calm control could completely alter the dynamic between us, the laughter, music, and drinks faded into the background, leaving only the truth behind. Power is subtle, attention is fleeting, and sometimes the quietest actions carry the strongest impact. Her smile was gone, and with it, the balance of our relationship had shifted forever. The dining room glowed softly, candlelight flickering as our friends chatted over dessert. Claire and I had been married for 5 years. Our life was a mix of love and occasional tension. Her late nights at work, my quiet frustrations. That evening we were hosting a small dinner party. We were reminiscing about past relationships, the mood light and easy, until Claire, tipsy on wine, laughed and pointed at me. "You know my ex was better at romance than you," she said, her words sharp, cutting straight through the conversation. The table went still, friends trading uncomfortable looks. Her grin dared me to react. This wasn't playful. It was a public jab meant to hurt. Claire had mentioned her ex, Tom, before, always with a wistful tone that unsettled me. Lately, I'd noticed her texting late at night, brushing it off as work, but my instincts told a different story. I could have laughed it off, kept the peace, but her smirk sparked something in me. Weeks earlier, I'd found deleted messages on her phone, flirty exchanges with Tom, hinting at secret meetups. Her comment wasn't just cruel, it was a confession disguised as humor. I leaned back, forced a smile, and clinked my glass to quiet the room. "That's funny, Claire," I said, my voice calm but edged. "Because Tom's been texting you, saying you'd be better off with him. Want to tell everyone about that?" Her laughter died instantly, her face draining of color as every eye locked onto her. The silence was crushing, her bravado collapsing under the weight of my words. Friends shifted in their seats, waiting for her to deny it, but she stammered, trapped. "Care to explain?" I pressed, pulling out my phone and opening the screenshots I'd saved. I didn't show them yet, just held the screen toward her. "Or should I read them out loud?" Claire's eyes widened, her hand shaking around her wineglass. "It's not what you think," she muttered. The lie was weak, her guilt obvious. Our friends, sensing the shift, stayed quiet, the air thick with tension. My response wasn't just a comeback. It was a truth bomb, detonating in the middle of her moment of triumph. She tried to deflect, laughing nervously, claiming it was just talk. I didn't let it go. "Talk about meeting him last week. Or the week before," I said, my tone steady and cold. The table gasped softly, and her best friend Lisa looked away, clearly knowing more than she'd ever admitted. I didn't need to show the messages. My words painted the picture. Claire's mockery had been her weapon, but I turned it back on her, stripping away her smugness in seconds. The dinner ended early, friends mumbling goodbyes, avoiding her eyes. She followed me into the kitchen, pleading. "It was a stupid thing to say," she said, tears forming. "I didn't mean it." "I don't buy that," I replied, setting my glass down. "You meant it enough to text him behind my back. I'm sleeping in the guest room. Figure out what you want, because I'm done being the fool." Her sobs followed me upstairs, but I closed the door, my heart heavy yet firm. By morning, the fallout had spread. Lisa had told others, and whispers about Claire's texts moved through our circle. She tried to spin it, claiming I'd overreacted, but no one was convinced. I moved out a week later, renting a small apartment. The screenshots stayed private. I didn't need to expose them publicly. What I said at that table was enough. Claire's reputation took a hit, her charm dulled by her own actions. Tom, I later learned, backed off once he knew I was aware, leaving her alone with the mess. We're in counseling now, but it's rocky. Claire has apologized, swearing she cut contact with Tom, but trust rebuilds slowly. My response that night wasn't about revenge. It was about standing up, refusing to be her punching bag. Her laugh, her cruel comparison, was meant to belittle me, but my words flipped the script, stopped her cold, and forced her to face her betrayal in front of everyone. Months later, I'm finding my footing. Claire is quieter now, humbled, living with the consequences. Friends still talk about that dinner, the moment her words backfired. My response didn't just silence her. It changed us, exposing cracks we can't ignore. We're trying, but I'm ready to walk if she crosses that line again. Her lesson was harsh, instant, and unforgettable. A reminder that words carry power, and mine cut deeper. I don't know if we'll survive, but I know my worth. That night, Claire thought she could mock me and win. Instead, my response stopped her cold, and she'll never forget the cost of her words. Our story is still unfolding, but I'm writing it with my head held high. Never again her target.